It's a for Emre Idris, Yadi, a year, yende, yen common trichia, any addition, dear. Yebisia, a year, Playhouse Radio, a segment I had to need is a money market, no. Time as to say, Babisia, dear. It's the Rev Kow Koomson now, Bekayesa, na, or the a year addition, divia, ebano, abre. Mikao says, Utie, now person share a revenue ma with me akwa share our Facebook oko Facebook I know so about Playhouse Radio our Facebook osa ebeka e wo ho no pepe pesa enti be you video no free has a guswa netie Rev, good morning.
Good morning.
Rev, we have call
Nyamiadom
yes Nyamiadom we have call yesua de pa last week yesua de kakra this week in so yaba na adia yesua no so no gradually it is having an impact on quite a number of people because obi onuma onye wi no atwefo na fro chale adia mo ye no akame pa like you guys are really making a very great change in my life and we thank God say be musua de we thank God say be mo so eyomo so muntie yeah yesua de wi the image of whatever we have actually learned, you know, it will show, and when it shows even who say yesua de ampa na yesua de na asema baby say and so then a Rev award edemaye.
So on Wednesdays, what we do is basically along financial lines. Into we will start a series which will last probably like 2 or 3 weeks.
Okay.
Into and I will take it slowly so that I just don't want us to rush through it just because we have a target to meet, but we will go according to the pace that people are comfortable with.
Okay.
Because the main goal is that they have to understand it and then build their lives on it. We are going to look at some of the commandments for wealth.
Okay.
I'm trying to see if I could get 10 so that we could name it the 10 commandments for wealth. The phrase 10 commandments is something that we are all very familiar with, but I want to bring the financial side to it.
Wow.
It is 10 principles or the 10 commandments for wealth.
Wow.
So over the next few weeks, we'll look at some commandments that we can build our financial lives on. Yes.
Okay, it's Rev, wait me abuera and the
okay. So let's look at the first commandment.
Okay.
If you're out there and you believe that God wants you to prosper, you believe that you deserve better than what you are getting right now from life. You know, Kobby Wealth, do you know that in life you don't get what you deserve, you get what you fight and you demand for? Yes. Life will just not give you what you deserve like that on a silver platter. You have to demand and fight for it. That is what life is about. So if you believe, say, this is my portion in life, then you have to go out there and get it. Life will not come and knock on your door and then just hand you things like that. No. So you have to go out there and then get whatever you want is out there waiting for you to pursue it. So in the course of these studies, we'll look at some of the commandments or some of the principles that have been made available for you and I to take advantage of, to build our lives on it, so that gradually our financial lives will grow.
Wow.
Yeah, so that we can be able to take care of ourselves, our families, and then also do some things to impact the society in which we live in. All right. So the first commandment or the first principle I want to talk about this morning, when I was coming, my mind, I was thinking, and then I remembered something in the book of Genesis. There was something that I think Joseph did. If you are very familiar, I'm talking about the listeners. If you are very familiar with the Bible, there's a man called Joseph. Joseph was a Jew, was an Israelite, but then his brethren sold him into slavery, and then he ended up in the land of Egypt. So when he arrived in Egypt, he was bought by a man called Potiphar, who was a government official in the administration of Pharaoh. Pharaoh was the king of Egypt.
Okay.
So Bible says that Joseph served very well in the house of Potiphar. But one or two issues came up and he was falsely accused, by the way, and he ended up in jail for like 2 years. When he was in jail, two high-ranking officials also in the government, that is the cupbearer and the butler or the baker, they also ended up in jail. And the Bible says that Joseph was charged to attend to them on a daily basis. And one day he saw them looking very sad and depressed one morning, and he asked them, "What is ailing you? Why are you so depressed this morning?" And both of them said, "Oh, we had some bad dreams. And if you can help us to interpret it, we'll be very happy about it." There's a principle there. You know that Joseph went out of his way to interpret the dreams, and the dreams were on point.
Okay.
And everything that Joseph said will happen unraveled accordingly. And that was what led to Joseph being taken out of prison later on to even become the prime minister of the whole of Egypt. Because after one of them came out of prison, the king, that is Pharaoh himself, had a dream, and then nobody could interpret it. And so this someone who was once an ex-convict remembers, when I was in jail, Pharaoh, when you put me in jail, there was a man who was taking care of us, and this man is really skillful as far as interpreting dreams is concerned. So I think we should just get him out of jail and bring him, and I believe he'll do a good job. So he did. He was brought out of jail. He interpreted Pharaoh's dream, and then Pharaoh made him the second highest ranking member in the whole of Egypt. So there's a principle here. You know, Joseph was somebody who always wanted to serve and then meet a need. You know, if you bring it to our lives, people who solve problems for their customers, people who solve problems for those around them, people end up paying you for the service rendered. You understand? The first principle I want to bring out is that if you want to be rich as a man or a woman, regardless of your race, you have to solve problems and meet a need in your society. People will pay you and they will reward you big time if you will solve their problems for them. You know, a lot of us pray that God bless me, make me rich, but money don't come like that. Money don't come into our lives like that. Money comes after you do something, and that is the first principle I'm going to talk about. Now, money just doesn't hit you like that. Okay, it comes after you have identified a need or a problem that people have, and then guess what? And then you solve it for them.
Okay.
That is how money comes, because after you identify their needs and then you solve their problems for them, they will pay you for it. This has been the secret of the rich since time immemorial. Okay. You know, we all know rich people around us which we admire. We read about them on the internet and we hear about them in the radio. We read about them in the newspaper and the magazines and all that. And the reason why they are rich is because they have dedicated their life to solving problems. Solving problems that people have. And once you solve the problems that people have, they will pay you for it. So this has been the secret of the rich in every society of the world. So rich people are very wealthy because they are good at making life easy for people by meeting their needs.
Okay.
Let me give you some examples. Somebody like Bill Gates. We all know, until recently, Bill Gates for a very long time was the richest man on earth, right?
Yeah.
Very good. Yeah. Why did he have so much money? Bill Gates landed into immense wealth because he built an operating system which we call Windows, right?
Yeah.
And then and through a company that he co-founded called Microsoft.
Yeah.
Very good. And then because of this operating system that he built, everybody who owns a computer, the computer will run on this operating system. So he solved the problem for people. People needed a system that will help them run their computers for them, and Bill Gates solved that problem for them. And that's the reason why you can turn off your phone, you can turn on your computer, your laptop or whatever, and then it gives you the results that you want, because it was a need that we had, and Bill Gates solved it for us.
Okay.
And that was why the whole world paid him so much money. So that's what I'm saying, that if you identify the problems and the needs that people have, they will pay you for it. The first instance that I cited, the one that Joseph met, then these people had needs. They woke up and they were so troubled. They had the need. They had, Bible used the word, they dreamt dreams. If you use the King James, Bible says he dreamt dreams. So they had dreams the night before, and they didn't have anybody to interpret it for them. So Joseph saw that no, there was a need that these people have, and Joseph met that need, and that was how come in the future he was paid amply for it. So number one, Bill Gates became the richest man on earth because he met a need around the world through a system, an operating system that he built called what? Windows. Another example, even in this country, there's this man called Kwame Despite.
Yeah.
This man we all know is very wealthy. He's somebody who is very rich, and I believe that if you are ranking the richest people in this country, he will make his way on that list. Why or how did he find himself into so much wealth? He became wealthy because this man identified the needs in the society, in the city that he's in, and in the country that he's in, and then he met those needs. Look, he's into real estate.
Yeah.
So people have what? Shelter needs. People have needs for accommodation. And he positioned himself in that area, and he's built very nice houses to meet those needs.
Yeah.
So he's into real estate. This man is into water. He has a company that produces water products. So there's bottled water, sachet water, even drinks, and what have you. That's another need that this man is meeting. So he's into beverages and all that. And this man is also into media.
Yeah.
There are some radio stations and TV stations that he owns. So you see, the reason why the society is giving him so much money is because he is meeting a need. So if you're out there and you want God to bless you, God is not going to throw money into your pocket just like that. You have to identify the problems and the needs that people have, and then you just meet it, and the money will come. I started following Donald Trump like 15 years ago, even before he became the US president, and he became a household name. And after following for a long time, you know, this man is a real estate mogul. You know, he's into real estate, he's into hotels, building golf courses, and now he has licensing deals where he's into fashion and other things as well. You understand? The reason why Donald Trump is one of the richest men alive, he's a billionaire, is because he builds very luxurious hotels. He builds very nice houses for people to live in, and so they pay him accordingly. So, brethren, anyone under the sound of my voice, you have to meet a need, and that is how the money will come. You cannot have true wealth if you don't solve problems for people. Now, another thing I want to say, I'm not digressing, it's still in line with my first point, that is solving problems and meeting it, is that now, Kobby Wealth, you see, the bigger the problem you solve, the richer you will be. So we've established the fact that you have to meet needs and solve problems, and money will come. The next thing I want to add to the same point is that the bigger the problems you solve, the richer you will be, because the more people will pay you for it. So all that I'm saying is that the size of the problem you solve for people, the magnitude of the problems you solve for people, that will go a long way to determine the size of your pay. Let me prove it. You see, do you know why Bill Gates or even Jeff Bezos, I think Elon Musk became the richest man recently. I don't know whether Jeff Bezos has taken the spot again, but whatever it is, the reason why these guys are the richest men alive today, for example, Bill Gates and all that,
It's because of the size of the problem. Everybody is solving a problem of a sort, right?
Yeah.
We have taxi drivers solving problems, meeting people's transportation needs on a daily basis, and they get paid. But there are people also solving problems at a higher dimension. You understand?
Yeah.
So Bill Gates was the richest man because the problem that Bill Gates was solving was on a global scale. He was solving a bigger problem around the world. That is why he became the richest. So some people are solving problems on a national level. Some people are solving problems just in the city that they are in. Some people is just even in the suburb, in the locality they find themselves. You understand? So we all solve problems at different levels, and based on the level you are playing the game at, that will determine how much wealth you would be. So Bill Gates was the richest man because Bill Gates was a global player. The problem that he was solving was a global one. That is why everybody around the world paid him for it. So all that I'm saying is that the size of the problem you solve determines the size of the reward you will get. Up here there.
Yeah.
Very good. So the operating system that Bill Gates created, it was a global product. So he solved the problem on a global scale. That is why he was also paid globally by almost everybody who used a computer that was powered by his operating system. So for example, somebody will sell rice and stew, or somebody will sell food, maybe like a street vendor. Okay, along a street, along a street. So there's rice, there's stew, whatever. That person is solving a problem, right? That person is meeting hunger needs. So people will pass by and then buy some, and then they'll pay the person for it. That is cool. Now, another person too wouldn't cook rice and stew and sell it along the street as a vendor. Another person will hire a very big warehouse, will import rice from any country that they want. And so we'll have millions of bags of rice and we'll sell it on the wholesale. So we'll be probably one of the biggest suppliers of rice in the whole country. And people will still pay the person for it. Now, which of these two examples do you think will have more money? It's the latter one. The one who has a very big warehouse that sells ten thousands and 100,000s of bags of rice probably a month. People will pay this person more because this person is meeting a bigger need. Because this person is supplying probably the whole city or the whole country as far as with rice to meet their hunger needs. So we have two people who are all in the rice industry, but because one is serving maybe a day cooking rice and then, or maybe running a restaurant, and then maybe at the end of the day will serve just about 50 people. And we have somebody who has a warehouse that sells rice, that deals with thousands of buyers on a monthly basis. They are all in the same business. All of them are selling rice. But because one took it to the next level, the person will get a bigger paycheck than the first example that I cited. So all that I'm saying is that you will make money if you meet needs. You make money if you solve problems. But the size or the level at which you play the game at will determine how much money you will make. So in life, the more people you serve, let me emphasize this point, the more, let me say it again, in life, the more people you serve, the bigger the problem you are meeting. And then the bigger your paycheck will be. So this tells me that poor people don't solve big problems. That is why they are paid something little. Okay, poor people are solving problems, all right, but then the problem they are solving isn't big enough. So they are being paid, but they are being paid what, on a lower level. Even in a company, do you know why the pay of the security man is lesser than the pay of the CEO? Because it is assumed that the CEO is solving a bigger problem because he oversees the whole company. But the security man is not assumed to be solving that level of what? Of problems. You understand? So poor people solve problems, all right, but they don't solve bigger problems. So money is so what I want to say is that money is just a result. Money is just a consequence. It is a scorecard for measuring the level at which you are being useful to your society. So let me say it again. Money is just a measuring tool to gauge the level at which you are solving people's problems. So if you're having more money, that means what? It is an indication that what you are meeting
people's needs,
more needs. You understand? If you have little problem, if you have little money in your pocket, that means what? You are meeting needs, all right, but at a very lower level. So money is just a gauging tool. It's just a gauge. It's just a yardstick to measure how much problems you are solving or how much people you are serving. That is all. So rich people solve what? More problems. Rich people solve what? Bigger problems. Poor people solve small problems. You understand? Very good.
Okay.
So if you want to be rich, just look around you and identify issues and problems your country or your locality have, and then try and then what? Meet those needs, and money will come. Okay. So this is why I don't believe in praying to God for money. Personally, I don't believe in praying to God for money. The Jews don't pray to God for money. We all know the Jews are very rich. They are very rich people. Majority of them are really doing well financially. They own big corporations in America and what have you. The Jews mostly don't pray for money. Many rich people don't pray for money. All that they pray to God is that God give me opportunities to rather serve people in the society. Open my eyes to identify problems and the needs that people have. Because as I meet those needs, the money would come. Don't waste your time saying, God bless me, God bless with money. God blessing you with money will come this way. It will come by God showing you opportunities to what? Identify the problems that people have and then solve them. And as you solve them, the money will definitely come. You understand? Because prayer is not a seed for getting wealth. So rather pray that what? Opportunities to serve people will come, and then opportunities to make their lives better. So that what? As you make their lives better, people will pay you back for making their life less stressful than it was. Okay. If prayer could make people rich, then prayer warriors or intercessors should be the richest people on the face of the earth.
That's true.
Because prayer should bring money. Let me say, if prayer just makes people rich, then prayer warriors and intercessors should be the richest people alive. And if they are not the richest people, that should tell you that prayer. I'm not belittling prayer. I am a man of prayer. I pray every day. I'm not blowing my trumpet, but I think I pray more than the average person because I believe in prayer a lot. But all that I'm saying is that let us not make prayer into what it is not. Prayer moves God, yes, but prayer basically doesn't make people financially rich. If you want to be rich, pray that, Father, help me to identify opportunities to serve people in my society, and as I serve them and as I meet their needs and as I solve their problems, they'll pay you for it. I'm not sure Bill Gates wakes up and prays in tongues for like 10 hours every day. No, he just solved problems around the world and he became rich. Warren Buffett is the same. Elon Musk is the same. Jeff Bezos is the same, and all the other rich guys that we know, they just solve. Donald Trump, they just solve problems, and that was why Oprah Winfrey. That is why all of them are rich. I hope you understand. So that is why I said what I just said. So please identify problems in your society, and as you try to solve those needs, add prayer to it, so that it becomes complete. But don't just take prayer out and then just major on the prayer, thinking that when I wake up in the morning, all I need to do is just to pray that God bless me and God will bless you. God will not do it, but God will bless you as you try to make life comfortable for people by what? Solving their problems and meeting their needs. As you do that, and by adding prayer, God will move and what? And then will bless you. Okay. Even in the Bible, if you permit me, let me cite an example. There's this interesting example in the Bible, I think in 2 Kings chapter 4. Bible says that there was a widow.
Yeah.
A lady had lost her husband, and she had, I think, 2 sons or so. And then she was in dire straits. She had lost her husband painfully, and then creditors were coming for her sons, because in those days the prevailing culture was that if you go for a debt or a loan and you're not able to service it, what happens is that the creditors will come and take your sons as collateral. So the husband of this man, he was a prophet. Bible says he was a righteous man. He was a faithful prophet to Elisha. But in spite of his holiness and how righteous and how faithful and everything, he still died a poor man. And he left a huge debt for the family to pay. And because his family couldn't meet this debt, creditors came and they were about to take her sons away from her. So Bible says that this woman went to Prophet Elisha and said, "Prophet, man of God, you know how diligent and how faithful and how righteous my late husband was, because he served under you. But my husband died and left a lot of debt, and right now the creditors are coming to take the only children I have to console me. They are going to take them away." And you know what the man of God told her? Elisha didn't pray for her. Elisha didn't pray for her. Elisha said, what do you have in your house? What do you have? And the woman said, I just have a few jars and bowls and pans. And Elisha said, go to your friends, knock on their doors and borrow more jars and borrow more containers, because God is going to fill them with oil for you. I think she had a small oil or so, and God supernaturally multiplied the oil that she already had. And do you know what the man of God told her? He said that the oil will multiply, and go and sell the oil, and by selling the oil, use the money that will come out of the business and then pay off your debt. What's the lesson here? God didn't make money to come from heaven. It was just an idea that the Lord gave her. God told her that for me to turn your financial life around, I'm going to make you I'm going to turn you into an oil merchant. There are people in the society that want oil, so that is the need. So I'm going to make you a businesswoman. So this oil that I'm about to give you, you are going to sell them. And as you sell them, as you meet the need in your society, people are going to pay you for it. And out of the money that you get, you pay off your debt. So you see, even God believes in what? Helping people to solve their problems. Look, there are people around you in your area. There's a man in this country who founded a company called Zoom Lion. The last time I checked, Zoom Lion was even a multinational, because they were in some of the francophone countries. And I heard, I think 2006 or so, the World Cup, he even had a contract in South Africa. Very good. So they are into waste management. This city is quite dirty. We used to complain about filth a lot, because there was filth everywhere. This man didn't join the bandwagon and complain that this country is so engulfed in filth and there's filth everywhere. What did he do? He saw a problem, and what did he do? He built a company to solve that problem. He saw a need. People were complaining that the sanitation in this country was very dirty. So what did he do? He built a company and decided cleaning the gutters and then clearing the waste in the society. And he became a very successful and wealthy person. So the principle still holds true. So this example is just to buttress my earlier submission that if you want to be prosperous, look, if you are living in a neighborhood where probably it's a new neighborhood, people don't have food to buy in the locality or something, build a restaurant. That is the need in that area. Build a restaurant there. People will drive and come and buy from you, and then by doing that, you will become what? You get money. Okay, so this tells me that God is all for what? Entrepreneurship and serving people. This is how God will bless you. The example that I gave, the husband was a man of God, all right, okay, but all he did was what? Just to pray fast and study the Bible. And so he got very broke. So holiness is not enough. The fact that you are holy and you are righteous doesn't mean God is going to bless you financially. Holiness is not the seed for getting money.
Okay.
It is very important. But apart from being holy, go out there and solve people's problems and they will bless you. I understand.
Yeah.
Another example, Joseph in the Bible. You know, the king woke up one day and had a very powerful dream. He saw a dream that he couldn't interpret. And then Joseph came in and he had the knack, he had the gift of interpreting dreams. And Joseph was able to interpret the dream. The king, the dream that you saw, it means that in the next 7 years, there's going to be abundance of food. There'll be so much food in the land of Egypt. But then after these 7 years, another 7 years will come, whereby there'll be a lot of hunger and famine. And the hunger will be so severe that life on earth will be threatened. So this was a need that the country had, and Joseph was able to meet that need. He interpreted the dream accurately, and that is why Pharaoh made him the second in command of the whole kingdom, because he was a very wise man. And he didn't just interpret the dream, but he also told Pharaoh, if he gave him PowerPoint steps 1, 2, 3, how as a country they will be able to save and store food to meet the lean season. So Pharaoh said, if you have so much wisdom like this, then let us put you in charge of this project. And that was what made him the second richest man in the whole of Egypt. So if there's a need in your society, once you have what it takes to meet it, people will reward you for it. Another example I can give is that there was a man called Goliath in the Bible. This man became a national problem. Bible says that he was a giant, and he would wake up every day and he would scare the army of Israel for 40 days. He would always dare everybody in Israel that I want a man who is strong as me to fight me. And Bible said that this man will scare even King Saul and everybody in the army of Israel. So he became a threat to the nation Israel. And the king at that time was Saul, and Saul said, anybody who will be able to take down Goliath, this problem that is confronting us, I will give the person my daughter in marriage, and the person will be in the palace as well. So the king offered a very nice package for anyone who was going to solve this problem. And guess what? There was one man, though a very young man, called David. He was the one who was able to take on this challenge. And Bible says that with a few stones and a sling, he was able to take down Goliath. And so he ended up marrying the daughter of the king, and then enjoyed the package that the king offered. Why? Because he solved the problem. So look, whatever you are looking in life, it is out there, but you have to solve a problem to get it.
Okay.
So that is the principle that I want all listeners to understand. So this principle has been an age-long one. Okay, and it has survived the test of time. Money and wealth have always been a result and a reward for meeting needs and solving problems. So if you live in an area where people have needs, please meet that need and they will pay you amply for it. So this is the first principle I want to espouse this morning.
Okay.
I don't know whether you have something to say in line with that before we go on.
We can continue.
Okay.
I'm actually enjoying it.
All right.
Felix Anefi Boafo is watching us live from Kumasi, all the way from Kumasi. Felix, good morning to you. You just commented on Facebook. I'm sure people are actually enjoying our series now. I'm sure for the next 3 weeks, people are just going to be glued to this place.
Sure.
Because this is an eye opener. It's an eye opener. At least it is going to challenge quite a number of people as to looking out for a problem in their society.
Exactly.
And giving a solution to it. And in returns for money.
Exactly.
Because I think sometimes solutions to it doesn't really need money to push it sometimes, because at a point in time you might feel that it is my energy that is needed, so you push that in and you get money in return.
Exactly.
So just look out for that problem in your society, identify it, see to it that, okay, these are the ways and means I'm going to just do justice to it and go in for that, surely you are going to be rich. It is not about the prayer. It's not about the study of the Bible, but implementing and bringing out solutions as well to complement your study to the Bible and your prayer, and God will be very grateful to whatever you have actually made him, because he said he created us in his image and likeness. So once you implement this thing, then you are making God happy because he see himself in you.
Sure.
Yeah. All right.
So come to think of it, mention one rich person we know who didn't solve a problem. That is how you become rich. Kobby wealth.
Yeah.
That is how you become rich. Making money is not a mystery. It's not an enigma. It's very simple. If you want to have money in your pocket, you have to make somebody happy by solving a problem for them. Even excuse me to say, even those who peddle in drugs, those who are drug dealers, who are rich, I know they are not making their money legally, but the same principle is what they are using. There are people out there who want to sniff cocaine and do drugs. There's a need out there. That's why they are meeting it. So it is a principle whether you want to do it legally or not. Once you want to make money, identify a market segment that have a need, and then just meet it. Once you meet that need, whether through product or service or whatever, you'll be paid. Those of us who work in corporate Ghana and work in corporations and institutions, what are they doing there? Aren't they solving a need there? If you're in the marketing department, because there's a need there, so they need marketers there or salespeople or whatever. That is why you are there. And every month, the reason why you are given a paycheck or you are paid is because you are not because the boss likes you or something, but because you are there primarily to what? To solve a need. So making money is very, very, very simple. Just do something that will solve a problem, and then you'll be good to go. All right. So the second principle I want to bring out, and which will be the last for today, is live a healthy life.
Live a healthy life.
Yes, we are looking at the 10 commandments of wealth.
Okay.
Some commandments of wealth. If you want to be wealthy and grow rich, there are some principles that you have to embrace. The second one I want to talk about is living a healthy life. No matter your potential, if you are always sick and unhealthy, you won't go far in life. You need to be in good health, even mentally and physically, to be able to work hard to get rich. This is why people say health is wealth, because they are synonymous. Because if you're always sick, you're always in the hospital, or you're always bedridden, how can you go out there and even solve people's problem, as we said earlier on? So you need a healthy body, you need a healthy mind. You need to be strong and healthy to be able to have the peace of mind to even think and then what, and then come up with ideas to solve the problems that people have. So you need to eat well. You need to eat nutritious and wholesome foods. You need to drink a lot of water, eat vegetable, all the things that doctors normally tell us, and then food nutritionists always tell us. You need to do those things. So a lot of fruits, a lot of vegetables, exercise here and there, and then live in clean environments. Okay, every year, so that what your body can be healthy enough to give you the permission to go out there and make wealth for yourself. And my advice is that every year, make it a point that, especially on your birthday, as part of your birthday treat, just have an appointment with a doctor. Go and do a general checkup. Just find out how your body is doing. Some people realize they have a health challenge until it's too late. You understand? But if you make it a culture that every year, as part of my birthday treat for myself once a year, go and do a thorough medical checkup. Find out if your heart is good, if your heart is pumping blood well, if your veins are not clogged with cholesterol or with fat. the other organs of your kidney, your liver, everything is working well. I think it will go a long way to help, because people get cancer, breast cancer, what have you, because they didn't identify it early enough. But if every year, even the men, I learned after 40, you have to pay attention to your prostate. So make it a culture that every year I'll visit the doctor, get myself examined to see if everything, my sugar level, my blood pressure, everything is working well. And then I think you'll be good to go. Okay, because medical bills can be very, very expensive. Okay, and it can wipe your account or make you or it can make a dent in your budget if you are not careful about it. Going to the hospital these days can be very, very expensive. So there are some medical conditions you shouldn't even allow them to hit you, if only you would live a certain way. Okay, so even in these times, I advise that you wear your nose mask. And then especially when you are in public, yeah. Okay, and then remember that healing is God's responsibility, but good health is your responsibility. Okay. Healing is God's responsibility, but having good health is your responsibility. God will not make you healthy. God will heal you if you are sick and you come to Him, but having good health is your responsibility. God is not going to push an orange down your throat. God will not make you chew an apple. You will have to do it. So having good health is your responsibility, but healing is His. Okay, so He will not make you healthy when you are not working towards it. Okay. So God only heals you, but He will not work daily to make you a healthy person. You can't be smoking, drinking alcohol, etc., and expect a healthy body. You understand? So please, to a very large extent, let's do away with the smoking and hard liquor and all that, so that we can keep our organs healthy, to be able to live long, create generational wealth, not just for us, but even the generations yet unborn. Because many people I know have died young and they had a lot of potential, but because of lifestyle decisions and choices, they weren't able to live long, to enjoy and then build something that would have made their life and their children very comfortable. So that is my second advice and second principle for today.
Wow. So this is something you really, really need to, actually think through, go through it, and work at it. I don't know why you would want to have a chat with Rev before you actually change your mindset on a lot of things. I know we are hitting the nail on its head, and people are actually advocating that hey, those things would have to be aired more, because Felix Anefi says, I'm enjoying the show, sir. All right, Felix, it's a very good thing to enjoy the show. We are here for you to be enjoying the show, and at least not to only enjoy, but to implement it in life as well. And everything is going to be good with you. We are not here to tell you that go and do this and we will be doing the other way around. We are not here to tell you that go and do this, pray, or look out for a solution. No, that doesn't mean that you are just coming out with a theory that go and do. But meanwhile, we are not doing it. We are also doing it so we can enjoy whatever it is in there. Sometimes I go back to our videos, I go back to our audios, and I just listen to them just to get whatever we actually discussed for the day well, and work with it. When I'm working with it, it has to be something different. So I don't just listen, I don't just host, but I also implement it as well, so my life will transform. So if you indeed want your life to be transformed, just stick to us, and everything is going to change. Now, Rev, someone is going to ask a question that how do I identify this problem? Because there are a lot of things around me.
Oh, yeah.
What is it that I want to identify? There's this. I'm going to get some tricycle for this refuse that people will come and collect them and all. I've gone in for a whole lot of stuff, but I am still not getting that money I want. How do I do this?
You see, in business, let's go a bit into entrepreneurship now. You know, in business, we have two approaches.
Okay.
We have the solution approach and we have the problem approach.
Okay.
A lot of business people, a lot of people want to make an impact financially, take the wrong route by using what you call the solution approach. They mostly create the idea and they conclude that this is what the market needs or this is what my society needs. So they already have the solution in mind. Okay, so I'm going to supply water because I believe that is what the society needs. So they go ahead and supply the water and nobody is buying. So that's what we call the solution approach. If you take this approach in life, you wouldn't do well.
Okay.
You must have the approach that we call the problem approach. The problem approach means that before you do something, before you meet the problems or whatever we are talking about, go out there and talk to people. Find out what the problem is. So your neighborhood, you have friends around. So ask them, Charlie, what are the needs in this area? And you'll be surprised. Maybe a parent will say that, oh, Charlie, we don't have good schools in this area. I always have to drive my child miles and miles away just to get the person into a good school. And then maybe other parents may share the same problem as well. Or somebody will say that maybe we don't have a recreational center in this area. You know, ask people what their problems are. If you are serious about meeting needs, ask people about it. You understand? Once you ask family and friends and people, you can even do a research as well on the internet. There are some societies where you can do a research in their libraries and all that. Do a research, whether primary or secondary research, whatever it is. Do a research and you find out that people will let you know what their needs are. And once you are aware of that, then you can just move in and solve them for, especially if you have the resources to do that. If you don't have the resources, create a network.
Okay.
You said something earlier on. We don't need money to start a business. There's a saying that we need a fish to catch a fish. It's not in business. It doesn't apply. Okay. There are times when you can take advantage of $1 million deal without you having any money yourself.
Okay. How is that possible?
In business, in making money, there are three things you need.
Okay.
Kobby, you're pushing me to another level now. The anointing is increasing now. There are three things you need. You need people. You need money, you need idea. If you don't have the money, you can have the idea. Okay. So you come up with the idea, get the right people around you, and then get investors. Because the money that you don't have, there are people who have the money. So once you have a very solid business plan, once you have the proposal on paper, pitch the idea. There are people who have the money, but they don't have the ideas. You understand? Yeah. You have the idea, you don't have the money. There are people who have the money, but they don't have the idea. Okay. So make sure you meet the people who have the money and then sell the idea to them and get them to invest. That's all. And when the money comes, you take your share. Because the ideas also has a value. So just take a share. That's it. That's how rich people do their deals.
But is it a must that, okay, I meet up with a person, do I come up with all the strategies to these ideas as to how to implement it and all? I see you have the money, I have the ideas, but I come to you, then do I need to give you a bit of it, or I have to just give you everything? What if I give you the ideas and you don't fall into it, but later go and implement it?
This is a mistake that I see a lot of budding and then young entrepreneurs do. A lot of people have stolen other people's ideas. So maybe I have money, but I don't have any idea. And then you came to me with an idea, and then I read it and all that, and then I'll tell you I'm not interested. But later on, you find me implementing the idea that you exposed me to, and then enjoying the idea by myself and making money out of it. In order to prevent that, you have to have what you call the confidentiality form. Okay. If you have an idea, before you speak to anybody about it, even your friend, get what you call the confidentiality form. Get them to sign the form and tell them that this idea that I'm about to pitch to you and show you, in case I find you going behind me and then making something out of this idea, or somebody very close to you having this idea, I'll sue you.
Once you do that, get a lawyer to prepare that document for you. So once they sign, you are protecting that idea. So you are good to go.
Wow.
Don't just be exposing your ideas to people like that. They will steal the idea, and they'll make money out of your idea, and they wouldn't give you a dime for it. So protect your ideas by what I just said. Yes. Unless you trust the person very, very well. But when it comes to money, you can't trust a lot of people. So, a lot of them will say we are not interested.
Yeah.
But then, of course, they have a copy of the idea already. You find them a few months later, they are using your idea to make a lot of money. You understand? So the question that you said, how do I meet or identify the problems that people have in the society? Talk to people. Because they are in the society, they know what they are going through.
Okay.
Talk to people. Find the problem that keeps reoccurring. If you talk to about 20 people, and then 15 of them say the same thing, they share the same problem, I think you have to gravitate towards that area rather.
Okay.
If 15 of them are saying that there isn't any good school in this area, it's becoming a problem, or there's no car wash in this area, whatever it is, then that is what you should be looking at.
So my question is, how long should I study or go in for this piloting? Because it would have to take a very long time.
It shouldn't.
It shouldn't?
It doesn't have to.
Hey.
It doesn't have to. No, how long will it take to prepare a questionnaire? You understand?
Yeah.
It shouldn't take long to prepare a questionnaire.
Mm-hmm.
You can use a day, actually. You can just use a day to put something together. And then just go around, ask people about it.
Okay.
Your family, your friends, people in the neighborhood, and all.
A day?
Yeah, you can use a day or two to just draft a questionnaire.
No, not a questionnaire, but sometimes you don't really need a questionnaire. Like, you want to experience it, you go on the ground just to feel whatever the people are feeling. Because sometimes questionnaires, people are like, oh, they're man and them. Then they just take anything, they just take in anything they want to, so that it will be free. But when you're having a chat, like,
So there are two ways, the questionnaire is just one.
Yeah.
And the other one is by interview. There are various ways of carrying out a research. So you can interview people and then ask them what their needs are. So it's face to face. I'm right there in your face. We are talking. I'm watching your body language and everything. So that is one. And there's another one where you can actually send them the questionnaire. It's very comfortable for them. Tell them not to maybe write it. And some people wouldn't be comfortable if they know. It depends on the question you're asking them anyway.
Okay.
So it shouldn't really take long. It could take maybe like a week, depending on the quality of the answers you want. But it could take maybe like a week or two, or maybe max a month. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So
and there are even some consultants out there, or some consultancies out there that can even do it for you.
Okay.
So you pay them something, and then they just
do it.
Yeah, you tell them what you want, and they'll just do it for you.
Okay.
At a fee.
Okay. I said, Mommy, I don't have money. I don't have money. I want to start, and I go into consultancy. Like, I go and consult a firm for the firm to consult for me after I have to pay. I'm not trying to identify a problem. Rev, don't you think
when
it's
people
going
say
to
they
be
don't have money, is it? Okay, number one, my first advice is that you can Google how to prepare a questionnaire.
Okay.
And that would be a very great start.
Okay.
And then you can come up with something like that. Number two, people say I don't have money, but you'll be surprised that the phone that they are using is a very expensive phone. They are using phones that cost more than $1,000.
Okay.
Or maybe like 3,000 Ghana cedi. Why don't you sell that phone and get a cheaper option, and then use that extra money to finance this project that you are doing? You'll be surprised that you go to somebody's home, the person has 2 cars, and the person will tell you, I don't have money. Why don't you sell the extra car and then use the money as capital to start something, because if what you are starting, if it's going to make you money in the future, you can buy another car. Even if you have one car and you are driving a BMW or a Mercedes or something, why don't you sell it and go for a Camry or a Toyota car that can still be very functional and meet your transportation needs, and then make some extra money and then use that money to start a business. You understand? There's always something you have that has monetary value that you can sell to give you the cash to finance your dream. If you don't have the money still, talk to a relative. Someone like Dangote, we know that Dangote is the richest African, right? The whole of Africa. I think he's the richest. How did Dangote start his business empire? He had an uncle called Dan Tata. No, he had an uncle. I don't want to go into the history and all that, but he had my dad used to work for his uncle. Yeah, way back. So it was his uncle that gave him his first capital to start whatever he was doing. Yeah. Even Donald Trump, his father gave him a loan to start off. I think $1 million or $2 million to start off his real estate project. So you see, there's somebody out there who can give you money. Even UT Bank. UT Bank, it was, I think, friends and family who gave him some money, and then he started this UT company. And then he paid them back later on. I don't know whether with interest or not, depending on the agreement you have with them. So look, if you say that I don't have money and you make that stop you, you are not working hard enough. If only you set your mind and your heart to it, God will give you ideas. Yes.
All right. Your second point, you were actually like, we should live healthy. I'm a business person. I don't want to take money out of my capital. The money that is running the business, I just want that money to just roll over and I'll be making my profit out of it. Should I dip my hand in this Cofex and go in for that money and go and check my health on that basis? Is it not going to affect my business?
Okay, so this question, I think one of these days I have to do budgeting. I have to do budgeting. Everybody must live by a budget, no matter the income that comes into your pocket every month. In your budget, there has to be a portion for health. You understand? So I don't know how much those listening to me make every month, but even if it means saving like 20 Ghana cedis or maybe 30 or 50 Ghana cedis a month towards this goal, so that at the end of the year you can take it to the hospital and do a checkup, it will be worth it. You understand? So there has to be a budget. With the budget, there has to be a portion of it for transport. So if you are driving, you buy fuel. If you don't drive, maybe for Uber or taxi or Trotro or whatever commercial vehicle, that is it. For clothing, for food, for offering your tithe, all those things are there. You have to send money to your parents as well. Your budget has to capture all these things. And there also has to be a part where, there's also one called pay yourself. All these are conversations we'll have in the future. But there has to be a part also for your health. Where every year you have to go to the hospital and then go and do a checkup. Yes. Every year. And for you not to forget, that's why I said, as part of your birthday treat, make a decision that every year, if I'm celebrating my birthday, as part of my birthday treat, that week, I'll go to the hospital and go and do a checkup so that you don't forget. And that's one of the best treats you can give yourself. Yes.
That's true anyway. There's this question that came to mind and all of a sudden I'm off. What's this question? As in, bring yourself. Bring yourself.
So in living healthy is very, very important. Living a healthy life is very, very important. And you see, when you go to the market, when it comes to fruits and vegetables, they come by season. There are some times when orange is in profusion. There are times when watermelon is in profusion. It comes a lot and the price is very cheap. So you can go to the market and buy a lot of it and bring it home. and so they give you a lot at a cheaper price.
Okay.
And then every day you can take some in. You understand? And then try and drink a lot of water every day as well. The doctors are saying 8 glasses every day, but it always proves quite difficult to meet that target. But I think 5 or 6 was cool. 5 or 6 is cool.
But sometimes we can go beyond, though. You know,
it's all the better.
Like
it's all the better.
Me, for instance, it's about the peeing. I mean, people go in peeing.
That's the downside. That's the drawback to it. Yeah.
If not for that, then people are ready to just
exactly.
So
in the morning, even your first cup of coffee or beverage has 1 glass of water already. So already 1 glass is gone. Then maybe you have to drink another one, maybe and then on and on and on. So it's something that you have to work at it because the kidney needs it and other organs of your body needs it as well. Okay.
Wow.
So make a conscious effort to live a healthy life because look, if you are hit by a sickness, there isn't much you can do about it.
No enjoyment for you.
And now you have to depend on other family members to take care of you, and it's hell to be in that situation. So you have to exercise, you have to eat right, cut down on the salt, cut down the sugar, cut down the oil, cut down the fat, eat more fruits, eat more vegetables, drink more water, make sure your house is always clean. You understand? Bath regularly and all that. And I think and then do yearly checkup. Medical checkups, and then I think it's not part of our culture.
It's not part of our culture
in this part of the world.
Yeah.
But then I think it's something that we can
adapt anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah, you can adapt.
So make it a policy in the family that every year, anyone celebrating their birthday, you have to go and see the doctor. You understand? You have to go and see the doctor. Go and do a general medical checkup.
Right.
So that you can clear whatever is now beginning to form in your body. It is easier to clear it when it's at the formative stages than to allow it to be at advanced stage. That is where it becomes very expensive to deal with. And at times it becomes fatal.
All right. So before we actually went into the budgeting, someone, for instance, will be making money every day, every week. The person is not taking a monthly salary where might come out saying that I have a budget of this for this month, I have a budget for this amount for that month. But I am making money every week, every day. How am I supposed to manage on this? Because it is going to be a very difficult thing for me. I see money every day. I just want to spend it. I want to go get this. I want to go get that. I mean, those kind of people, the impulse buying lifestyle.
I want to go get this, like things for my business or for myself.
Not for business, but for yourself. Like,
but you get money on a daily basis.
Every day.
Okay.
Every day, the person is actually enjoying cash.
And the money is coming to your private pocket or
private
pocket, business coffers.
Your private pocket. But it is the business money that the person is seeing every day. But some people cannot sustain their businesses. They feel like once I get 1 CD from my business, I have to go and spend it.
Okay.
You get it? The capital is there. Now they are enjoying the profit that comes out of the business.
I hope you know that even if you created a business or you founded the business, you must still be on a salary. If you want your business to grow and survive, you just can't dip your hand into the business coffers and then spend whatever money you want at any time. You have to be personally, the business has to pay you and you have to be on a salary. So based on the strength of the business, if you say that as an entrepreneur, my business will pay me 2,000 Ghana cedi every month, that is all what you need to take. Don't tell the accountant to pay you 3,000 or 4,000 just because you are the CEO. Even if on paper the business is supposed to give you 2,000, you have to discipline yourself and live within the budgetary allocation allocated to you every month.
Okay.
Look, cash flow is the lifeblood of every business. It doesn't matter how well structured the business is. If the cash flow simply means money coming in and money flowing out. That is the life of the business. If the money is not flowing, the business will crumble. So you have to handle your cash flow very well as a business person. Many businesses have gone under because the CEO or whoever it is, the manager or the owner, just they take excursions into their coffers anytime they want, without any restraint, because I am the boss. So if you say that as I'm look, put yourself on a salary. Every month this business is going to pay me 2,000. So the 2,000 is all what you need. That is all. If you are not happy with the salary, then work harder and expand the business some more. That should be a motivating factor to get you to expand the business, because you know that as the business grows, your salary will also increase. Exactly. Look, let me tell you something. Somebody like Steve Jobs.
Okay.
You know, Steve Jobs was one of the richest men alive. He founded Apple company. Do you know how much he was being paid? $1. I think he was just being paid something just to, you know, I think it was a law that he had to be paid. So they just wanted to record something, but he was just being paid $1.
What?
$1. That's what the business was paying him. But his employees were making a lot of money. But he was just being paid $1, and he was very comfortable with it. He told the business to pay him just $1. So that tells you, say, his focus wasn't about the money. He wanted to build a global brand. So please, if you don't want to collapse your business, put yourself on a salary. If the business is supposed to pay you 3,000 a month, discipline yourself to be within that 3,000 salary allocation every month, and that's it.
Wow. Hey, we started early. Why not time cries well enough? It's almost 1 hour.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, Rev. In case somebody wants to get in touch with you, how did the person get in touch with you?
Okay, so my email is Kow. That's Kow. Kow Koomson. The Koomson is KOOMSON. So Kow Koomson 40 at yahoo.com.
Okay.
Kow Koomson 40 at yahoo.com. And the number is 0249 76 0208. 0249 76 0208. In case you are listening outside Ghana, our PIN code is 00233. 00233 or plus 233. Yes. And the church is Parousia, Parousia, Parousia Chapel International. It's at Medina Social Welfare.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So, listeners, today's segment is here, and I'm sure you really enjoyed it. Start paying yourself and see to it that your business will run well for you. Plan good things for yourself, and everything is going to come on its rightful course. So discipline yourself enough, and everything is going to be fine with you. If you don't discipline yourself, there's no way you can understand whatever you are doing. So discipline yourself and grow your business. God bless you for doing the listening. God bless you, Rev, for coming over. We are most grateful and blessed with whatever you always give us, feed us with. All right, so people of God, it's been a very great time. It's been a very great moment together, but our time will not permit us to stay here for so long. We would want to bow to today's show, but right after me, around 11:30 to 12:30, Kobby Max is going to come your way with music. Yes, the program titled Mixed Feelings. Then you go from 12:30 to 2:30. We go in for our sports update. We're going for our sports update. Play Sports 24, Sports Magician and the team takes over. Right from 2:30 to 6 p.m. Play Pedal Drive comes your way with the man OBK, the chief priest. So come, get connected, and learn a lot. Do not change your dial. Stick and stay with us, and be glued to our Facebook handles as well for anything that drops in the country, any news, anything. first to just report. Yes, so if you don't hear from me again, I would like to say a very big thank you, and God bless you all for doing the listening. God bless you. See you tomorrow, God willing. Tomorrow will come your way with Career Life Chat. Career Life Chat. Let's go in for money.
Sad man story.